the newest edition of Puma News Monthly. I am your host, Peyton, and with me is Lila. We have many interesting stories for you today, so let's get right to our first segment.
7th grader Riley Cox had a chance to sit down with Colchester's new assistant superintendent, Ms. Jessica Kuckel. The interview was a part of the new Puma News segment, Teen Talk Unplugged.
Hello, and welcome to our second segment of Teen Talk Unplugged. This segment gives us a chance to connect with people who make our school community outstanding. Today's guest is Miss Jessica Kuckel, the new assistant superintendent for Colchester Public Schools. Thank you for joining us today, Miss Kuckel.
Well, thank you for having me today.
Can you please explain to our viewers what your role in our district is?
Absolutely. So my role as assistant superintendent is to ultimately help make all operations in the school system run smoothly together. So what does that look like? That looks like a lot of collaboration time with teachers and administrators, students and families and community members, from anything from classroom experiences for students, teaching and learning, facilities, and making sure everything works as well as it can and as smoothly as it can to benefit our students.
Who or what inspired you to go into education?
I think some of my teachers from my earliest experiences as a young child definitely molded my interest in education. I have really fond memories, even as early as kindergarten, and walking into the classroom and feeling just the excitement and the safety and the fun nature of it. And I'd often go home and play with my dolls and pretend I was the teacher. And I just always had a passion for helping others. So coupled with some pretty amazing teachers and an interest in working with people and children, it was kind of like a calling for me.
What would you say is the most rewarding part of working in education? And are there any special moments or achievements that you are most proud of?
The most special part, what brought me to education?
Yeah.
What I love most about it is truly seeing students see in themselves all of the wonderful things they're capable of doing and growing and seeing where they start from and where they end and throughout their entire path in school. So that's truly one of my most favorite parts is getting into the classrooms, and it's always a reminder of why we're all here. We're here for the students. I think you had a second part to your question.
What moments or achievements are you most proud of?
I think a lot of small moments. So, in the past it was, helping students or teachers reach success or again see success in themselves. Creating new programs for schools and students has been an area I've been super proud of because ultimately it creates more opportunities for the community and the families and students we serve.
What is the most surprising or funny thing that has happened to you in the classroom that still makes you smile when you think about it?
I think I've had a lot of funny scenarios, and I think that's a great question because it reminds us that it's also important to have fun in school and in the classroom, and when we can look forward to things or laugh with someone, those are special moments. So one memory comes to mind. I was getting ready to teach a kindergarten lesson on social skills. So I walked into the classroom and they said, Mrs. Kuckel, you're wearing two different shoes. And I looked down and I had a navy boot on and a black leather boot on. And I said, well, everyone makes mistakes. And the kids thought it was the funniest thing that even, a grown-up in their classroom could wear two different shoes. Now that might have went over a little differently in middle school where kids are more advanced and mature. We might have had a few different laughs, but I always hold that one close to my heart and memory because it was a reminder to them that none of us are perfect and we all make mistakes, and sometimes it's okay just to laugh something off when we're feeling a little embarrassed.
Thinking about your own school days, can you share a memorable moment that might have influenced the way you look at education?
Again, I think there's a lot of memorable moments. I think it always goes back to the way I feel I was treated as a student, and that has always shaped how I work with other people, whether it's adults or students or families. I've had many moments where maybe I was struggling learning something. I know I struggled a little bit in math when I was very young, and I had some excellent help in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Just those reminders that you're smart, you're capable, and here are some strategies and tips. It was really helpful for me to pull from as I experienced that, because it would have been really easy to give up. So I'm grateful for those experiences.
In your opinion, what qualities make a great student?
So many qualities, but a couple that come to mind are students who take risks, comfortable in taking risks, being themselves, showing kindness, showing compassion, and contributing to their school community.
I'd like to end with a few fun questions, if you don't mind.
Of course.
If you could go trade jobs with a student, what student or grade would you trade?
That's a phenomenal question. What grade would I choose if I can switch spots with a student for a day? Mm-hmm. Well, first, that would be really fun to spend an entire day with a classroom, and I think a student would get a kick out of spending a day in my shoes. If I had to pick one, I think after today I'd pick middle school. I am really impressed with all of the learning and programs going on here. So I think I'd start with a day, maybe in the life of a 7th grader, and see what that looks and feels like. For example, I know there's some great concerts and music programs going on this week, so I'd be really excited to see, what does the day feel like leading up to that? How are students preparing and the excitement around it? All of the other clubs and activities that are going on, I'd love to be able to experience that from a student's perspective. And then if I could pick others, I think I'd love to spend a day at each building, but as a student. But I think I'd have to pick middle school.
If your life had a theme song, what would it be and why?
So one thing that folks learn about me is I'm bad with names of songs, but I'm continuously hearing an old show that was out before you were all born, the Friends, the I'll Be There For You theme song, because I think that connects to really how I operate as a person and a professional.
Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
6th graders Cooper, Nico, and Ryder are back with a new episode of the NRC Sneaker Review. What tips are you going to give us today, guys?
Alright guys, welcome back to another NRC shoe review. Alright guys, in this video we're going to be talking about the Nike Blazers. In today's video we're going to be determining if your Nike Blazers are real or fake. The first way you can tell if your Nike Blazers are real or fake is if they have 3 holes underneath the Nike sign. Another way to tell if they're real is if they have 2 on the other side. Alright guys, another way to tell if they're real is if inside of the tongue, if it's clear and you can read it, it's how you know they're real. The fourth way you can tell if your Nike Blazers are real or fake is if the 2 Nike signs meet in the back evenly. Another way you can tell if your Nike Blazers are real or fake is if you look at the top of the Nike logo, it will either be pointed or rounded. That means it's real. If it's flat, it's fake. Alright guys, we're wrapping up with the Nike Blazers, and we'll be back with another sneaker in the next episode.
Many WJ students study various forms of martial arts. 8th grader Sean Marvin had a chance to sit down with 2 6th graders recently to learn more about this popular and disciplined sport.
Hello, we have 2 martial arts students here at WJJMS. Their names are
Maya and Austin.
How long have you guys been doing martial arts?
Since I was like 6 or 7. Yeah, I've been doing it since I was like 5.
What is your specialty in martial arts?
Well, I do Muay Thai, so my specialty is mostly kicking because there's Muay Sok, there's Muay Lee, like for different styles, but our specialty is mostly kicking. Well, since I do Krav Maga, my specialty is mostly kicking, same as him, and punching.
What is martial arts and why is it important to learn martial arts?
Martial arts is very different things for different people, different countries. It started mostly near India with a martial art called Kalari Payatu.
Yeah.
And it has very different generations. There's also Chinese and Japanese, which is Tai Chi and Kung Fu. Tai Chi used to be a really well-known martial arts, and it was one of the most dangerous. But now it's used for healing and mental illness. Well, not mental illness, but it's meant for meditation as well. Well, it's also important because if you learn it, if somebody ever attacks you, like randomly, because that can happen, you know how to defend yourself, and it's very easy to learn.
What weapons are involved and meant to learn to defend against?
Okay, so there are a lot of different weapons. There's nunchucks, bow staffs, there's swords, and for defense, it's mostly like, I'm gonna say the word guns, but that's barely it. And then, well, to defend ourselves, if an attacker has a weapon like a stick, like I don't know. Oh yeah. We know how to do that, like to block everything, and like he said before, guns. We know how to do all of those defenses.
How old is martial arts?
Well, relevantly till at least 2000 BC, maybe even lower, maybe even higher. Because all of these stripes, these yellow stripes on my belt right here, these are excellent stripes for good stuff I did while I wasn't at martial arts, like when I had good discipline. And then this stripe, the blue one, is for like every belt I get. It's like stripes testing is mandatory for it, and then this one is to show what rank I am on my belt. And yeah.
Thank you for showing us your talents. Bye.
Bye.
Are you having a hard time keeping your locker organized? Or are you looking to give a refresh on every slim budget? 6th graders Sophie D and Mackenzie Van Camp have some suggestions for you.
Hello everyone. Now that we're halfway through the school year, our lockers might be getting a little messy now. Today we're going to be showing you how to keep your locker clean and organized.
Hello everybody, today I'm here with Kaya and we're going to be showing you her locker. Kaya, could you please open your locker for me?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Could you please explain how your locker got like this?
Well, over the time, the school year has been a bit more disorganized.
Okay. Could you show us like what's like the biggest problem of your locker right now?
Probably how there's so much stuff in there and how there's so many papers and we have no time to organize it. And, well, don't really bring stuff in.
Okay. Maybe we could figure out some tips for you to clean your locker out and make it a little more organized.
Hi everybody, I'm here with Bailey and we're going to be taking a look at her locker today. Could you open it for us? How do you keep your locker so neat and organized?
Well, in between the classes, I put my stuff where they were before so I remember where they are. And I bought organizers from Five Below because they were really cheap, like a couple cents.
Is it easier when your locker's organized or then when it's messy?
Well, last year my locker was really messy and I was always because in 5th grade we switched classes, so it was always really messy to switch, and I was always really late to my class. So it's way easier to function with a neat locker.
When you're switching from class to class, does it make it easier or does it make it harder? And do you end up late to your classes sometimes?
When it's messy or clean.
When it's clean and you're trying to put your stuff back.
No, it's actually way easier because I can just go in my because I keep my bag open every day. So when I go to lunch, I have my lunchbox in here that I can just grab, and my Chromebook and all my stuff down here too.
Nice. Thanks for showing us your locker.
Yeah, no problem.
As an FYI, make sure you close your lockers in between classes because your valuables might be getting stolen. Here's the mic, Bailey. Now you can tell Kaya how to keep her locker nice and organized. Kaya.
Alright, Kaya, now we're going to give you some helpful tips on how to keep your locker clean. Can you please open your locker? Okay, well, step 1 is taking out everything you don't need. So let's take out everything you don't need right now. Alright, now we're going to take everything out of her locker. Alright, now step 2 is now that we have a clean locker and we took all of her stuff out, now step 2 is figuring out what you want to take home and putting it in your bag. Alright, now step 3, organize the locker and putting your folders and notebooks where they need to be. Hello?
Make sure you clean your lockers, cause we don't want messy lockers at WJ.
Alright, now for the final reveal. Kaya, can you please open your locker? Ooh, so beautiful. Even with no organizers or pretty pictures, it still can be as organized as Kaya's.
Have you been looking for a new book to read? Delilah Kunikeel is back with Puma Reads, and an excellent suggestion. Host Cadence Birchfield asked Delilah more about her pick.
Welcome back to Puma Reads. This year we have a new host named Cadence.
So, Delilah, what is this month's book?
This month's book is called The Summer I Turned Pretty.
What is the main characters of this book?
The main characters are Belly, Jeremiah, Conrad, Susanna, and Stephen, and Taylor.
Can you tell us what's this book about?
So this book is about this girl named Belly who always goes to the summer house in Cousins with her mom and her brother Stephen, and the place she is going to is her mom's best friend Susanna's house with her 2 sons, Conrad and Jeremiah, and there's some paths she's gonna have to take without hurting 2 people.
How many bookworms do you rate this book out of 10?
I rate this 8 out of 10.
Thanks for watching this month's Puma Reads.
It's been a strange fall and winter for weather around here. So what does the spring and summer look like? Weather extraordinaire Reed Gross has the 411.
Hi, welcome to the William JJMS Weather Report of Spring 2024. This spring, the average high of each day will be from 42 degrees to 72 degrees from March to May. Best time to go outside is 2 to 6 p.m. because it would be nice and cool, but not super cold. And for the rest of the spring, there'll be 50% cloud cover over the state. So some days will be really sunny, some days will be kind of gloomy. And there's an average 30% chance of rain per day, but that can always change. There's going to be a lot more rain, a lot less rain. And sunlight hours will start to go up to 15 hours of sunlight once we get to the end of May. Thank you. Goodbye.
Now that the outside is turning slightly warmer and sunnier, and everyone has February vacation on their mind, it's easy to forget some of the WJ school rules. 8th graders Kira Brault and Maddie Brownell are here to help you reset and go back to our 4 core values.
Where you scallywags off to?
Bathroom.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you.
Girls, you are being so loud right now. If you want to stay in the hallway, you have to be more responsible.
Oh my gosh, I love my new shoes. They're so cute. Oh, your shoes are really cute. I like them. Oh, thank you. But your face is really ugly. No need to be so rude. Whatever. How far do you think I can shoot this water? Wait, let's find out. Ready? Oh, I'll be back to get some pencils.
What side of the Stanley Cup debate are you? Do you just have to have one? Or will you pass, thank you, and keep your current beverage holder? Sixth grader Eva Carroll posed this question to our students and staff.
Thank you, Lila. Stanley's 40-ounce Puncher Cup gained rapid popularity for its candy-like variety of colors and its ability to keep beverages hot and cold for long periods of time. Once the cup took off on social media, Stanley's annual sales reported jumped from $75 million to $750 million in 2023 alone. Stanleys here at WJJMS have rapidly spread across the school. It's understandable that Stanleys do have a great diversity of colors and styles, but the real question is,
what's the deal with Stanley?
They have them in different types. Like they have a 30-ounce, a 40-ounce, a 60-ounce if you drink a lot of water. And then they have like the water bottle things in a thermos too, and some other types, which are super cool. But I have the 40-ounce ones, so. And they also come with like these cute little Stanley tops.
I don't know what the deal with those Stanley water bottles are, because you can't even like fit them in a cup holder because the handle just sticks out so far that you can't fit them into like a cup holder. But if you have like a different water that's like a sphere, you can actually like, not a sphere, a cylinder, you can actually fit it into a cup holder.
Well, they are definitely way too overrated. People are fighting for them in stores, and it's just a cup.
I don't really get the deal of Stanley Cups. Like, they're a little bit overrated.
I think they're highly overrated. I mean, they're beautiful, they look great, but if I'm going to spend this kind of money on a cup, it better not leak.
My opinion, they're like really good. They're portable and they're never like heavy. So I have a different one. I have two Stanleys, and they're like the other one with the cap has like it won't spill, so it's like really easy and it can like it fits in like a cup holder super easily, and like it won't spill, and like you're not worrying about like. You're not worrying.
I know there's attachments that you can get to make them less leaky, but why do I want to spend that kind of money then have to buy something to make it better? That's all I got to say. Much better design right here.
My Stanley. I have like a little mini red Stanley topper on top, and this is the 40-ounce, and the color like cream, I think. Yeah.
So this is an example of why Stanleys are bad.
The Stanley water is just better when you drink out of it.
It's better than not your hydro flask.
And there's a lot of color options. And there's a handy dandy handle.
Yeah, there's like way too many Stanley Cups in school, and it's getting way too much for it.
I don't know. I feel like people like them because I think they're preppy. I don't even know what that means. But like, I don't see the point in them. I feel like they're just like a lot of money for a cup where you could get the same thing at Starbucks.
I think it's just because a lot of people like them and they've seen it on social media, and when you get it, Like some people think it's overrated, but when you get it, it's like actually like a really good cup.
The only Stanleys I know is Stanley Steamers. You know, that's a cleaning outfit that cleans people's homes.
What about these?
To be honest with you, I've never heard of that.
I think Stanleys are a waste of time and money because it's so expensive for one water bottle, but you can buy other ones for only like $30, and those are like $100. Yeah.
They're not even that good. It's like people are paying like $50 to get them because like everyone's bought at least one and they're all sold out. And there's like a limited edition Valentine's one. It's going for like $100.
You might have seen something interesting flying in the sky around WJ lately. Is it a bird or a plane? It's actually the Puma News media drone. 7th grade pilot Finn Maloney took us up to the sky to see what our new technology is all about.
Here we have Finn Maloney, 7th grade drone specialist at WJ. How long have you been flying drones?
So I first flew my first drone when I was like 8 years old, but I wasn't very good, and that was my first drone, and then recently I just got this drone here, and I started flying it around 2 months ago.
That's cool. Do you need any kind of permit to fly a drone?
Yeah, so I had to get the Trust FAA recreational drone license, which basically means you can't fly for work or pay. You just fly for fun and whatnot. So,
what are the kind of stuff that you're gonna record and film?
So, we're gonna be recording stuff like the turkey trot, the school pep rallies, just other special events that come to WJ.
Can you show us some footage?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us in another episode of Puma News Monthly. If you have an idea for a story or would like to be a part of the news crew, please see Ms. Kaufman in room 103.
Until next time, Pumas, let's make every day positively amazing.